The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. Russian forces pressed on with their offensive in Ukrainian cities, while the U.S. scrambles to find the source of a leak of classified documents, including those on Ukrainian counter-offensive plans. Ukraine says Russia pounded the eastern part of its country with airstrikes and heavy artillery attacks. Ukrainian forces, however, were still able to repel several attacks. Meanwhile, in Washington, U.S. officials are trying to trace the source of the leak. Some national security experts and U.S. officials suspect the leaker could be American, but have not ruled out pro-Russian actors.
The Finnish intelligence reports, in some cases, are highly specific, referring to specific conversations that individuals had or a specific thing that the Russian Ministry of Defense was planning to do in Ukraine or with their own assets in country. So they will try to narrow down how the information got out. And the more specific the reports, the more likely it is they will succeed. And that is what's so damaging.
Other allies of the U.S. have also expressed concern over the leak of classified documents. Lawmakers of South Korea's main opposition Democratic Party expressed strong regret regarding reports of the United States' alleged spying on its top security officials. One of the leaked documents supposedly gave details of internal discussions among senior South Korean officials about U.S. pressure on Seoul to help supply weapons to Ukraine and its policy of not doing so. Opposition lawmakers called the spying allegations a clear violation of national sovereignty and a major security failure of the administration of their president Yoon Suk-yeol. The South Korean government, meanwhile, says the content of the leaked document was untrue and altered.
미국 최고의 정보기관이 불법 스파이 활동을 우리나라와 같은 동맹국을 대상으로 자행해 온 것에 대해 깊은 유감을 표합니다. 명백한 진상 확인과 더불어 다시는 이런 일이 없도록 할 것을 강하게 촉구합니다.
Meanwhile, the chief of Australia's Defence Force says the possible intelligence leak is, quote, a serious incident. He notes that the U.S. has been engaging with its partners to understand the consequences.
The issue of maintaining the security of information is critical to the development of national capability and to the trust and confidence across allies and partners. And I appreciate that it is being investigated seriously by US authorities.
Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg sues U.S. House Judiciary Chairman and Republican Jim Jordan. The lawsuit cited, quote, unconstitutional attack amid the criminal prosecution of former President Donald Trump. Bragg is seeking to block a subpoena of former prosecutor Mark Pomerantz issued by the House committee that Jordan chairs. Pomerantz earlier said Trump was, quote, guilty of numerous felony violations in connection to his financial statements. The former president pleaded not guilty to over 30 felony criminal charges of falsifying business records last week. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. U.S. President Joe Biden has signed a bill ending the COVID-19 national emergency in the United States. The White House issued a one-liner statement saying Biden signed the measure behind closed doors after initially opposing it in public, though not to the point of issuing a veto. It added that the termination of the emergency does not impact the U.S. government's ability to wind down the measure in an orderly way. The U.S. Congress moved to speed up the measure as it aims to expedite agency preparations for a return to normal operations. The national emergency, which allowed the U.S. government to take sweeping steps to respond to the coronavirus, was initially set to expire in a few weeks, alongside separate public health emergency. The White House also clarifies that the end of the COVID-19 emergency does not impact the set expiration of the other public health emergency, which imposes tough immigration restrictions at the U.S.-Mexico border. Protesters interrupt the start of a speech by French President Emmanuel Macron in The Hague. This prompted Macron to say that those who do not respect the electoral process and elected leaders but put democracy in danger. Macron has been facing tense protests in his country against a pension law that will delay the age at which the French can retire.
And our common values. Hello.
I think we lost something. Where is French democracy? Where did we lose it?
I can answer this question if you give me some time.
French demonstrants of the social and the environmental movement. Or maybe when you bypass again French Parliament.
Nobody listens. You have millions of people in the streets. Conventions of climate has been put aside. What can you say when you talk about Europe?
Do you allow me to answer?
For the President of the Republic of France, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, we are here to show light on his life.
Taiwanese have been rushing to buy patches being worn by the Air Force pilots that depict a Formosan black bear punching Winnie the Pooh, representing China's President Xi Jinping. The shop owner who came up with a design says his patch serves as a defiant symbol of the island's resistance to Chinese war games. The patch shows an angry Formosan black bear holding Taiwan's flag and punching Winnie the Pooh with the slogan "Scramble." This refers to what the island pilots had to do with increasing frequency over the past 3 years of China sending more aircraft into Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone. Alex Su, who designed the patch, has been selling it at his shop since last year, but he saw a spike in orders after Taiwan's military news agency published a photo of the patch on the arm of a pilot inspecting a fighter jet.
这一张的创作理念就是说，我们用台湾的黑熊来去做代表，那给我们国军来做一个鼓舞士气的一个背章，所以我想要借由设计这个背章来帮国军打打气，这样子。
Since they debuted in 2015, Korean girl group Twice has released one hit after another and have yet to miss the mark once. So it's no wonder that the 9 members are now talking about their new EP. Let's hear what the K-pop idols have to say in this video, courtesy of the Associated Press.
So the album Ready to Be is about breaking the world's views about us and finding our true self. We plan to perform some of the B-side tracks at our concert, but we can't share which ones yet, but I really hope that once will enjoy it. We want to always show Twice's colors, and so we're always trying new concepts that fans really like. So when we prepare an album, we think about what new concepts and what things that our fans will like and work on putting those into our albums. So we were together since we were very young. So now we're able to understand each other really well, and we're like a family, and we can tell what the other person wants or is thinking from just looking at each other. So lately, when we're abroad and spending time abroad, more and more people are recognizing us, and we run into fans when we're out and about. So we really felt like people all over the world love us, even from afar.
And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. Coming right up is Agenda at 8 a.m. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.